Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores. Join our Christmas SAT ACT free boot camp on December 23rd and 24th for high school grades 9 through 12. For middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Fine diamond jewelry is now one click away. Maya Fine Jewels, a family legacy, manufacturing their own jewelry since 1975. Shop online for lab-certified diamond jewelry at Indian prices. Visit your trusted family jeweler, Maya Fine Jewels, at 1315 Oak Tree Road, Islin, New Jersey. Shop online at mayafinejewels.com.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com or call us 844-383-7844.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
హాయ్ అమెరికా,
హాయ్ అమెరికా,
హాయ్ అమెరికా,
హాయ్ అమెరికా,
హాయ్ అమెరికా,
హాయ్ అమెరికా.
అమెరికాలో ఉన్నటువంటి తెలుగు వాళ్ళ కోసం
ఒక ఫుల్ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఛానల్ వస్తుంది.
టీవీ ఏషియా కొత్తగా కార్యక్రమాలు ప్రారంభిస్తున్నారు.
ఇక ప్రతిరోజు తెలుగు ఇండస్ట్రీ
చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది.
ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ టు
టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు.
ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్టులు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా.
Hello viewers, a warm good evening. Welcome to the Immigration Attorney Show with our expert lawyer on TV Asia Telugu. The sponsor for this show is Test Prep Pundits. It's a new wave in test prep. They have extensively trained tutors with a stellar digital curriculum. Please visit testpreppundits.com, their website, for registration and further details. Also, special thanks to our show sponsors, movers.com. They are your one-stop solution for the moving needs. So let's welcome our eminent lawyer and expert on this show, Mr. Rahul Reddy Garu. Hearty welcome, Rahul Reddy Garu.
Thank you for inviting Sita Garu.
Thank you so much, Andy. So today's topic really is, our viewers are very keen to know about the adjustment of status. How does it work? Can you shed some light on it, Andy?
Yeah, first is that this is the final process in getting the green card though. For most people, there are some exceptions though. I'm speaking about employment-based immigration. Initially, the journey starts with people, they come on a student visa, they convert into H-1B. Some people directly come on H-1, and then some people may come on H-4. They will convert into H-1B. From H-1B, they will go through the process of green card process. People can start the process of green card process when they're student visa too, but in general. So the green card process starts with filing a labor certification, which we'll explain later. But after that is approved, then we file the I-140 application. And the third step is called adjustment of status, is also called as 485.
Okay.
Unfortunately, to file the adjustment of status or 485, the filing date, the priority date has to be current, Sitagaru.
Okay.
For the labor and I-140, there is no requirement. Anything has to be current. You can just file it, get those things approved. To file the application itself, the priority date has to be current. What is the priority date? Typically, it is the day on which your perm labor certification has been filed. Not when the perm has been approved, not when the I-140 has been filed, not when the I-140. It is the day on which your perm labor certificate has been filed. So what that establishes, that means that you are in line. So that means you'll be given a token. Oh, your priority date is December 2019. That means that anybody, if the priority date moves beyond December of 2019, then you will be able to file the adjustment of status, also called as 485.
Got it.
Until this stage of the green card, though, the family members are not involved in the green card process. In the perm labor certification, no mention whether you have been married, you're not married, you have a kids are not mentioned there. In the I-140, there's just a column, okay, you're married, what's your wife's name, date of birth, and children's name will be mentioned if they're born outside the country. But they are not, we don't take any, there is no application, separate application. When it comes to the adjustment of status application, that's when, if your children who are unmarried under 21 in United States can also file the 485 application along with you and also your spouse. They will all be included in this application. What people also need to understand is that at this stage, you get an employment authorization and also an advance parole for you to travel and come back without any visa stamping. Those are called advance parole, and EAD is called interim benefits. Before you get a green card, because it's taking time, they will give you the interim benefits of giving the EAD and advance parole. At this stage, this EAD and advance parole will be given to the spouse, will also be given to the children. Even 3-year-old guys can get an EAD. 3-year-old guys can even get the advance parole too. Yeah, so all these people will be included in the application. And the process of adjustment of status may take anywhere between 8 months to about 24 months for you to finally get the green cards. Now, there is a small catch point, which is called final action date. Now, I said the priority dates are current. Now, from 2015 onwards, they started dividing into filing dates and final action dates. The immigration sometimes accepts only final action dates. Sometimes they do accept the filing dates, though.
Okay.
But whichever it accepts, though, once the adjustment of status is pending, irrespective of how the dates will move, you will get an EAD, you will get an advance parole. Even the priority date moves backward, you will get these benefits.
Okay.
And for you to finally get the green card, for the people to get the final green card, the final action dates has to be current. Remember, Sitagaru, what I told, the day you file the labor certification is the priority date. That's the date. So this is called final action dates. Once the final action date is current, then you would be eligible to get the green card. And the processing time is anywhere between 6 months for the 485 all the way to 24 months, which is approximately 2 years. Now, once the adjustment of status is approved, then we call it as you are greened. You get a green card, also called as permanent residency. Then you would not need any immigration lawyer, most probably not, because citizenship, most people will file it by themselves. So this is a more harder process in immigration. Citizenship is mere formality. I mean, not much is in there, but getting the green card, especially for Indian nationals, the waiting time may lead all the way to 5 years. It may sometimes even go to 20, 25 years. We don't know yet. But that is the final step of adjustment of status. Most people ask this question, what do I need to be prepared for adjustment of status when the date becomes current? Well, you will have you'll know your mom's name, mom's date of birth, dad's date of birth, dad's name, all those things you will know. I-94, employment history, the only thing that we normally get is where we get into strike is birth certificate. They bring us the 10th class certificate and they say, Rahul, this is a birth certificate. I said, no, that's not the birth certificate. Birth certificate must be issued by a municipality or a mandal or a gram panchayat. Typically in Telugu states, the best way is to get it from e-Seva. That's the best way. And even if your birth is not registered right now, you can always register it late. It's not a problem. You can get a birth certificate. That is a proper place of getting it. Now, if you don't get a birth certificate, you can still file an application with 2 affidavits. But it's always, if you are in the process of getting a green card though, try to get it registered. Try to get your birth certificate. If there is any problem, resolve it now itself instead of going later on. So this is what the adjustment of status, Sitagaru.
So some great takeaways, Andy. I think the final action date is very critical, and what you just mentioned about at least prepping with the birth certificate, which is because one of the important documents. I'm sure our audience are going to take these very valuable advices that you have shared and apply them.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Andy. We have a lot of callers waiting for your advice, and before we get to it, let's get to the YouTube questions. Andy, there are tons of questions there on YouTube, which probably we can get started with. The first question is from Vamsi Krishna, and Happy New Year, Vamsi Krishna Garu. So his question is, in December 2021, we applied for I-485 under EB2. Currently, my spouse on H4, which expires in May 2022. We applied H1, H4, H4 EAD renewal, and H1B, all got approved till 2024. So now we are planning to cross the border to get the automatic visa revalidation done. Does this affect the I-485 or I-131 pending applications?
It does not affect the I-485. It does not affect the employment authorization, also called I-765. It may affect what you call an advanced parole called I-131. What I suggest you that if you leave the country and you come back on automatic revalidation, the best thing is to file the I-131 again though, because it may be denied. You don't want to wait till it's denied and refile it. Just file it again. But it won't cause any interruption to your 485 or adjustment of status application.
Okay, so that's your answer, Vamsi Krishna Garu. Let's take the first caller, Andy. I see the first caller ending with 23. Sorry. Yep. Let's 32336.
Hi.
Hi. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call. So I have a question regarding my son's change of status from H4 to F1. So right now he is pursuing his second year bachelor's degree, and he will be completing his 20 years by next month. So I have applied for change of status from H4 to F1 last month. Now I need to renew my H1 and my family H4 before May of this year. So my question here is, do I need to apply for H4 for my son also? If I do, what are the pros and cons?
So your son is becoming 21 somewhere in January of 2023, is right?
Correct.
Okay. So if his H4 is expiring in May of 2022, and if you have already applied for the student visa F1 by filing a form called I-539, you do not need to extend your son's H4 visa. Now, previous to June of 2021, the rules used to be that until your son gets the F1 approved by the USCIS, he should maintain the non-immigrant status. That is H4, or in cases if he becomes 21, B2 visa. We call it as a transit visa. However, in June of 2021, after this Biden administration came in, they said, no, you do not have to renew it. You do not have to maintain status. He only need to maintain the status until he filed the F1 visa, which you said it's already been filed.
I'm filed in last month. Okay. So during the process, if F1 status got denied, so will there be any problem? Then what is the next step?
There is a chance it may end up into trouble. Then definitely by the time they issue an RFE, by the time the denial will come in, it will be by the time he'll be 21. He will not be eligible for H4 visa after he becomes 21. I would definitely consult a lawyer if F1 gets denied, or even if it gets RFE.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rahul Garu. That was very informative about the change in the new rules from June. That's informative. So the next question, Andy, before we take in the next caller, is from PD. So the question is, does expedite request for EAD affect the processing of 485?
No, it does not. As long as you do not make any false statements, you're good. No problem.
Good. Okay. So there you go. Let's take the next caller, Andy. The caller ending with 9955.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hi, Sita. Hi, Rahul Reddy garu. My name is Venu Reddy.
Good, Venu. You have to ask question.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I have two questions. So first question is, I am on so H1B now, and my first I-140 got approved with company A, and then I moved to company B. So after moving to the company B, company A withdrawn that I-140.
Did they withdrew it after approval? How long after they withdrew it?
After 180 days. Yeah, we were good with the priority date and all. Okay, I got the same priority date with the company.
Nice. Okay, keep going.
Yes. So after that, okay. అయితే ఏమైందంటే నేను తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను. Just don't mind. సో ఆ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ నేను కంపెనీ ఏకి వచ్చినానండి. కంపెనీకి ఏకి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమైందంటే కంపెనీ ఏ వాళ్ళు విత్డ్రా చేసినారు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ అప్లై చేయాలి కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఇంకా అప్లై చేయలేదు. జస్ట్ H1 మీదనే కంటిన్యూ అవుతున్నాను. ఆ తర్వాత ఇది లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ సిచ్యువేషన్ వచ్చింది, EB3 డౌన్ గ్రేడ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఏమన్నారంటే ఇంకా EB2 యాక్టివ్ గా లేదు కాబట్టి EB3 140 + 485 రెండు చేద్దామని చెప్పి డౌన్ గ్రేడ్ లో చేసేసినారు. చేసేస్తే నాకు సోఫారు I-140 అప్రూవల్ వచ్చింది EB3, ఇంకా మిగతా ఏం రాలేదు. స్టిల్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ అడ్వాన్స్ పరోల్ అండ్ ఆల్ దట్ స్టఫ్. నథింగ్ ఐ గాట్ ఇట్ EAD అండ్. సో ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏమైందంటే ఇప్పుడు EB2 కరెంట్ అయింది నాది డేట్. సో EB3 ఏమో బ్యాక్వర్డ్స్ కి వెళ్ళిపోయింది.
అర్థమైంది.
2012 జూన్ నాది.
అర్థమైంది. I mean, you can do one thing is that you can file one more I-140 if you want to under EB2.
అది మళ్ళీ రీఫైలింగ్ చేయాలి అని అంటున్నారు. అదే చేయాలా లేదంటే కంపెనీ బీది యాక్టివ్ ఉంది ఇప్పుడు I-140 దాన్ని
మీరు ఆ కంపెనీకి పనిచేస్తలేరు కదా. కంపెనీ ఏ
అవును
పనిచేస్తలేదు. You will be better off using company A's refiling the I-140 if you want to use the EBT instead of going to company B.
ఓకే. సో అది క్లియర్ అయితే అది రీఫైలింగ్ చేపిస్తున్నాము. ఇంకో సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే ఫ్యామిలీకి 485 ఇప్పుడు రీఫైలింగ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫ్యామిలీ ప్రజెంట్ ఇండియాలో ఉందండి. సో వాళ్ళకి 485 అప్లై చేయడానికి వాళ్ళు కంపల్సరీ ఇక్కడ ఉండాలా లేకుంటే వాళ్ళు జాయిన్ అయితే
they can always join later on, but అప్పుడు మళ్ళా ప్రయారిటీ డేట్ కరెంట్ ఉండాలి.
అదే ఇప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్ మంత్ అయితే నాకు కరెంట్ ఉంది.
అర్థమైంది. యూ హావ్ టు పిక్ అవ్వగావాలన్నా బోగాలను చూజ్ చేసుకోవాలండి. మరి అక్కడ వాళ్ళు ఉండాలన్నా ఇక్కడ 485 ఫైల్ చేసుకోవాలన్నా రిస్క్ తీసుకోవాలన్నా చూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. అవ్వగావాలి బోగాలు రెండు కావాలంటే దొరికాయి.
అవునవును.
ఓకే.
Thank you,
Rahul. Bye.
Well, that was a good one, Andy. So next question is from YouTube. It is from Annie. The question is H4 EAD approved faster if applied with an H4 extension? Is the approval time different when we apply H4 EAD after the H4 extension approval?
A lot of people you should apply along with the H1B is the best option. H1, H4 and EAD, if you apply, your EAD's approval chances of getting faster is much higher.
Got it.
If by any chance, some of the companies, they're saying, we're going to only apply for the H4, we're not going to apply for the EAD. I would suggest that tell them not to apply H4. The reason is that if you apply for H4 and EAD together, your probabilities of getting the EAD faster is higher. If you apply H1, H4 and EAD separately though, there is a lot of delay in getting the EAD approved because the EAD cannot be approved unless the H4 is approved. Once the H4 is approved, then it will take its own sweet time to get the EAD approval. So that lagging period is unnecessary for you. Yeah. I would strive to get H1, H4 and EAD together. If you cannot get all of three together, make sure H4 and EAD are filed together.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Okay. That's so please pick.
And for filing the H4 and EAD though, they can go to an outside lawyer. It doesn't have to be company lawyer. Okay. So the outside lawyer only need to have either the spouse's H1 approval, or they can even file a H4 based on the H1 receipt notice also.
Okay. Okay. So that's your answer, Anita. We have the next caller waiting, Andy. Yes, it is 3955, caller ending with 3955. Please go ahead with your question.
Hi, Andy.
Andy, please go ahead with the question.
So, yeah, I applied for, we applied for H1, H4 and H4 EAD. So my husband's got approved and then I was waiting and then my EAD వచ్చేసి ఫెబ్లో అయిపోతుంది. సో నేను బార్డర్కి వెళ్ళి I-94 అప్డేట్ చేయించుకున్నాను. సో ఇప్పుడు నా క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చేసి నేను ఏమైనా USCIS వాళ్ళకి కొత్త I-94 అప్డేట్ చేయాలా?
You can if you want to. It doesn't matter if you do or you don't. Because even if the H4 is approved, if the H4 is not approved, it doesn't matter. You got an I-94 for you. Can you, because this is how did you went to border flying or how did you went to border?
I went to land border.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, but I advise people to fly in, guys. Even though there are some successes in the land border, there are a lot of failure ratings in there. I advise people to fly and fly back. But that's good. You got the I-94. You don't have to update, ma'am. You are under no obligation to update.
Okay, and then like I have two more questions. So one is the other one is like ఏది కరెంట్ ఉంటుంది? లెట్స్ సే లైక్ నా H4 కూడా అప్రూవ్ అయింది ఇన్ కపుల్ మంత్స్ అండ్ నౌ నా I-94 ఉంది. ఏది కరెంట్ ఉంటుంది ఆర్ ఏది వ్యాలిడ్?
రెండు ఒకటే. రెండు వ్యాలిడే అండి. It is better to use the border one rather than using the other one next time, okay? Because the previous one will have an old I-94 number. So I would always use the border one, especially when you're applying the driving license, when you're doing next extension, use the border one.
Okay. And so now నా I-94 వచ్చేసింది కదండి. సో నేను ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఇంకొకసారి ఓన్లీ H4 EAD అప్లై చేస్తే ఏమన్నా ఫాస్ట్ గా అప్రూవ్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుందా ఆర్ పాతదానికి వెయిట్ చేయాలా?
It won't harm you, definitely. It won't harm you. But I think so that your H4 and EAD should be approved together faster. But it's up to you if you want to spend extra money. It won't harm you if you file one more EAD. Okay. And you already know that you have employment authorization until August of 2022. You already know that, is right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Next person, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. So Rahul Garu, I have a next question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Deepa. A question is, I'm on O1 visa and I got EB1A. Can I move to fresh H1B even across 6 years in the USA? I mean, it looks like she's already passed the 6-year cutoff.
First thing is she has an EB1, she's an O1, and if she is getting the employment authorization with the adjustment of status though, I don't know why she needs H1 at all. Unnecessary to get back to H1B. If the O1 is valid until the EAD comes in, there's no need whatsoever at all to get back to H1B. But to answer her question though, since your I-140 is approved, if you're already been eligible, you can technically get back to H1B. Even if you completed the 6 years, you can. Okay.
So there you go. That's your answer, Andy. But probably think twice what Rahul already mentioned.
Yeah, unnecessary. Don't waste the money of your company, of yours, and everybody else.
Yeah.
And don't feed the immigration lawyers unless you need to.
So you don't get a lawyer who gives such great advice about his own stream of work. Well, we can take the next caller, Andy. Okay. Well, before we have the next caller ending with 8986.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey there. Thank you for taking this call, Rahul Garu. Actually, I spoke with you, I think, 3 weeks ago. I applied for 485, 131, 765 for both me and my wife 3-4 weeks ago without using an attorney. So after 3 weeks, I just received receipt notice for all the applications.
I saw your message saying that G28 is not updated. You can ignore that message.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks much. That was a very quick one, Andy. So Rahul Garu, I have a next question from Surabhi Verma. Question is it okay to go for the biometric appointment on a day which is earlier to the date of appointment if they allow walk-in? Any issues of providing fingerprints earlier to USCIS?
Absolutely not. You can go earlier if they would allow you and they will take it. You're fine. Absolutely not a problem.
Awesome. Okay. So we can take the next caller. The caller ending with 5791. Please go ahead with your question, Andy.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Rahul Garu. Hi, Sita Garu. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I have 2 questions actually. I worked offshore as a manager in Canada, and I came back again to US on L1A in maybe Feb 2019. Okay. Now I want to apply in EB1C category.
Why
Am I
not?
still eligible for EB1?
If you are an L1A, practically you are eligible for EB1C. Yes.
No, is it like I have completed after coming to US, I have completed 3 years, right? So am I still eligible?
Absolutely you are.
Oh, okay.
I know your confusion. When you read the law, it's a little bit confusing. That's the reason why you should employ lawyers for it. If you read the law, you must have been worked for the foreign entity for at least 1 year in the preceding 3 years. You read that, you get confused. That is preceding 3 years before coming into United States. You've missed the next point though, okay? So you definitely are eligible for EB1C. You should file EB1C. If your employer gives you an option of filing an EB1C, you should hands down and just take it. And you are eligible for EB1C.
Okay. I do have H1B. When I was on H1B, I do have
I-140
EB3 I-140 approval on March 2015.
But you have the EB. Go for EB. You can go for the EB1C and use the old priority date.
Oh, I can use that old priority date. Okay, that's
absolutely. You can put the date from EB3 to EB1.
Oh, okay. So one more question is, I have a offer from company Y. Is this the right time to switch over? If my employer
not for you,
I will not.
Not for if they're going to say I will not file for your EB1C, I would definitely consider moving to a different employer. If they are going to file for EB1C, no matter even if I get half the salary, I'm sticking with this company.
Oh, okay.
Thank you then.
Great piece of advice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rahul Garu. So let's take the next question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Sweet Seller. The question is, how would February visa bulletin look? Would EB2 FAD continue to move? I think it is EB2 EAD. By how many months?
We definitely expect final action date to move, but we don't know how many months it is. We have this new in charge of the visa bulletin right now. We haven't tested him very much yet, though. So we have to see how the things will move. It also depends on the number of adjudications that are happening in the 485. We haven't have a statistics on that. The State Department by this time would have already received the statistics with regards to in the first quarter of 2022, how many green cards were being approved. You may ask a question, hey, first quarter has not been over. No, for the immigration, the first quarter of 2022 started on October 1st. So it ended on December 31st.
Okay.
So if you look into the stats, Sitagar, what happened last year, the first 3 quarters, they only adjudicated about 75,000 green cards, though. For the entire world, that's the amount of green cards that they have approved. However, in the last quarter, though, they approved 86,000 green cards, though. Means they increased the pace at which they are going through. Now, if they go at the same pace as what they have gone through in the last quarter of the 2021, then we may expect some faster movements in the priority date. So it depends on the adjudication. Based on the stats that we have in our office, there's one particular lawyer. There are some lawyers who does adjustment of status in our office. And we took one lawyer and we started it out. Looks like the amount of adjudications that are happening in the first quarter seems to be very equal to that of the last quarter of the last year. So we may be expecting the entire 290,000 green cards to be used. I'm going to release the data next week. My partner is going to release the data next week in immigrationgirl.com to see how many green cards are getting approved each quarter from one lawyer's desk. So you can, based on that, you can see and when they were being filed, what is their priority date, which service center was being filed, when it was filed, when it was approved. We'll give you all the data from one lawyer's desk. Of course, we will not give our client's name though, but we'll give you all of that information. It'll be released next week on immigrationgirl.com. You can watch it and you can judge based on that. But we're expecting USCIS to release the data pretty soon. Based on the data, we're expecting all 290,000 green cards to be adjudicated.
Awesome.
Okay.
If they work at the same pace and all that, but
Yep.
I'm sure all the viewers are going to wait for the data that you are going to share as well.
Sure, yeah.
So watch out for the immigrationgirl.com space for all updates from Rahul Reddy Garu.
Sure.
So we can take the next caller. The caller ending with 2600.
Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hi.
Hi. I have a couple of questions only. The first thing is before I-140 got approved, I went to India, and after come back, can I file my H1 extension or not?
When is your H1B expiring?
Within next 2 weeks.
So within the next 2 weeks, you are going to go to India and come back? I'm not understanding exactly.
India already India వెళ్ళొచ్చానండి నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఇండియాకి వెళ్ళొచ్చాను.
మీ I-140 అప్రూవ్ అయిందా? ఇప్పుడు అప్రూవ్ అయిపోయిందా మీది?
నో కాలేదండి, ఇంకా I-140 అప్రూవ్ కాలేదు.
మరి మీ 6 year ఎప్పుడు ఎండ్ అవుతుంది?
ఆల్రెడీ ఎండ్ అయిపోయింది.
ఓకే, 6 year ఎండ్ అయిపోతే మీకు H1B 2 years 2 weeks ఎట్లుంది ఇంకా?
అంటే actually I-140 అంటే before I got EBT downgrade, so I got an advance payment EAD.
Okay. Yeah, of course you can file extension, absolutely not a problem. But you came on a H1B when you came back into the United States, right?
No, I came on an AP. I used my advance payment.
There is a memo in the USCIS that allows you to apply for the H1B extension though, but it's not clear with regards to, what about your family? Did they also went and came back?
No, only me.
Yeah, you can apply for the H1 and H4 extension. There's a memo that says you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Inko question unindandi ma friend that you want to ask me, enti ante she's on H4 EAD. తను ఏమైందంటే she started using green card EAD యూసేజ్ తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు తను H4 EAD అప్రూవ్ అయింది ఇప్పుడు. సో వాట్స్ హర్ స్టేటస్ రైట్ నౌ, లేటెస్ట్ స్టేటస్? she's an H4 EAD లేకుంటే?
No, she's not an H4 EAD. She's an adjustment of status EAD.
Oh, but latest H4 EAD అప్రూవ్ అయినా కూడా, H4 అప్రూవ్ అయినా కూడా
she violated the H4 status. She violated the status if she's not using the adjustment of status EAD. So she's an adjustment of status. My main question to you is that what is the law that you have towards the H1B and H4, and what is the law that you have towards immigration lawyers?
No, I don't have any law, but question and EB2 days are going forward, right? So we just thinking just to file I-485 and EB2. That's where the constraint.
Okay. So for you, I told you the solution. For her, she can still get back to H4. All she needs to do is that go to Mexico, have some margarita, tell her to come back. When she comes back, she can come back in H4.
H4. Okay. Yeah, that's my question, Andy. Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andy.
And Sita Garu, the reason I am telling people to go to Mexico and Margarita is that she doesn't have the H4 stamping in the passport, though.
Right.
Even if she doesn't have the H4 stamping, she has the I-94 of H4. She can go to Mexico and come back. Only Mexico and Canada, and coming back within 30 days, they don't need a visa. Valid I-94 is enough.
Okay, that's great, Andy. So because it's the land borders, is that why it is?
Yeah, she can go to I would recommend people flying rather than land border, though.
Okay.
They're having some problem with the land border.
Okay.
That's the reason I use the word margarita. Land border, you don't get margarita.
Okay. So that's your great piece of advice from Rahul Garu. Please follow it. It is for your own good. So we have the next question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Sanfax. The question is, if we do a refiling under EB2 and after 6 months, if I change my job, should I choose EB2 or EB3 while filing the 485J, or should I wait for filing?
The first is you have to wait for 6 months after the EB2 485 has been filed. And if you do so, you can do both. I mean, there's nothing wrong you can do both, but I would not, even though legally you are allowed to do, you have to pick option whether you think so that EB2 is going to move forward or EB3 is going to move forward. And I cannot judge it correctly, though, because EB2 and EB3 movement will be very similar to that of LA Los Angeles lines. So I tell people, they ask me, what should I choose? What I normally tell is that give a coin to your spouse. Let your spouse spin the coin and let's choose based on that whether you're going to go with EB2 or EB3. And if it so happens that she or he, the spouse, happens to be correct, though, give the credit to me because I suggested your spouse to you, okay?
The idea coordinator.
But if the spouse goes wrong, you and I will combinedly blame the wife or the husband.
Great piece of advice, Andy. I hope this doesn't cause any commotion within the families. While you take the credit when it all works good.
If it doesn't work, we'll blame the spouse. But for this guy to be using the EB2, he has to make sure that he has to wait for 6 months after the filing the 485. That's the most crucial thing that he need to do.
Okay, sure. Let's take the next caller, Rahul Garu.
Okay.
This is for the caller ending with 3963. Sir, there is some background noise. If you could mute it and ask the question.
Yeah, just a second. Sure. Yeah, just a second. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Hi, Mr. Algaro, and thank you with Tvasia for giving us this chance. Okay, my first question is, we have applied for the labor certification. That was in 2020, and we got the certification approved. Like my attorney told that it is approved, but we didn't get the physical copy yet. So what she said is, we waited like from January till June almost. So till June we didn't get it, but my attorney said that we can go ahead and then apply the I-140. So we went and applied I-140, and till now, like 2022, we didn't get the physical copy of labor certification. So are we going in the right track, or is there anything which we can enhance the process?
Definitely, your lawyer is in the right track. Very good lawyer.
Okay.
Because he waited, he requested the Department of Labor, and he tried to get it, he didn't get it. And he didn't waited for 180 days after the labor has been approved. He filed the I-140. The USCIS requests the labor certification from the Labor Department. Okay? So, and they will get it, and that's a very right step. Did you try to convert into premium processing or not?
No, we didn't do anything. And attorney suggested it's not a fair idea because it's just losing
It
money.
is not a good. It's not a good idea to file the premium processing before though. Right now, it's a good idea for you to file the premium processing.
Oh, okay. Because we didn't get the copy, that's what you mean to say?
That is exactly right. Because if the copy is not there, certain times the I-140 might take 2 years for adjudication though. So to cut down the time, it's better that you do the premium processing. Now, there is a chance though, they may keep rejecting the premium processing and you need to keep trying again and again and again. Okay?
Okay. But is it going to be the same fees or you have to pay the fees again and again?
No, good question. Only, no, if they don't accept it, they don't take the $2,500 again. Every time they reject, it will cost only the mail, the cost of the mail that your lawyer does. Normally, our office charges about $100 every time we file because of the FedEx and other things involved in it. But your $2,500 will not be wasted. Okay?
Okay. In the meanwhile, I already applied, for H4 EAD as well. So do you think
are you on the 7th year of H1B?
No, this is the 3rd year.
Oh, on what basis did you apply for it? On what basis did you apply for EAD?
For H4, because
for H4 EAD, you must have an I-140 approval, or you must be in the 7th year of the H1B. You are neither. How is your wife eligible for H4 EAD?
We applied for I-140 and we got the receipt for the I-140 application. So
you said it was not approved. No, based on the receipt, you cannot file the EAD. You must have an I-140 approval.
Oh, really? She did say that just if you have the receipt, that's sufficient.
No,
she said.
not sufficient.
Oh, okay.
But there is also an exception. If you're on the 7th year of H1B, you can still apply for the EAD, but you're saying you're in the 4th year. So either way, you're not eligible. Your spouse is not eligible for EAD. For that reason also, you need to apply the premium processing.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you so much. So that was good, Andy, to know about. If it is, so I-140 is not moved forward, then you cannot apply for the EAD until the 7th year clause is very different.
Yeah, only 7th year clause is exception.
Awesome. That's nice to know, Andy. So the next question is from YouTube, Andy. Let's take the YouTube question before the callers. The question is from 𝐀𝐓𝐓𝐓𝐿 Agarwal. My first I-140 was filed as completely different role in IT 7 years ago. With the new company, it is filed with a different role though, but it seems to be in IT. Will there be any issues in my I-140 approval?
Absolutely not. Now, if you are moving from company A to company B, and company A's job is in IT, and you're moving to company B on H1B and you're filing an I-140, it does not have to be a similar occupation. It does not. In your case, it's a similar occupation. If the first job is IT, the second company is filing as a lawyer, which is not an IT at all, you will still get the old priority date and will still get the I-140 approval if you're eligible for the lawyer position.
Okay. There you go, Andy. That's a good piece of information. Let's take the next caller. This is the caller ending with 0424. Please go ahead with your question, Andy. If you're on mute, please press *6 to unmute.
0424.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
We can hear you.
Hello, Andy. Hello, Sita Garu and Rahul Garu. Our priority date is November 2011, downgraded 2020, Andy. I-140 still not approved, but received our EAD. The pros and cons of using that, and employer is not ready to file the EB2 adjustment of status, Andy.
What about the premium processing? Did you try it?
6 times. They're not accepting it.
I normally am very hesitant in using the EAD until the I-140 is approved. You have to take the choice, but since is it you or your spouse who's the main applicant though?
It's my spouse, and he's been with the same company forever, and I don't think
Got the
he's going to
point.
change.
Yeah. If he's working with the same company though, the probabilities of approving the EB3 are about 95% though. Normally, if people are not working for the company, there is something called ability to pay, but I don't want to discuss with you because it's unnecessary for you. So it's 95% probability. Now you need to look into whether you want to take the probability or not. That 95% probability, okay?
Right. And is there anything that we can do to file EB2 adjustment of status without employer help?
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Okay.
Okay, Andy.
Let's
So
go to
just
the
hold
next.
on the AD.
That's up to you whether you want to use the C. I advise hundreds of people. If 5 people get fired out, I don't want them to come back. I just let you give the statistics and you pick the option. Okay?
You make an informed decision there, Andy.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice. And let's move to the next question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Praveen. His question is, I recently received RFE on my I-485 requesting for the same info that were already submitted, like I-94, etc. I interfiled my medicals before the RFE came. So then I interfiled my medicals long ago, and this RFE didn't ask for medicals. Any chance of receiving a second RFE? Mine is a downgraded application submitted in October.
You can always file something called Freedom of Information online. You will get to know if your medicals have reached that thing or not. With regards to the USCIS asking the same documents, don't fight with them. Just give it to them. It's easier. Don't tell them, I already gave it to you. They will get very, very, very mad.
Okay.
If they ask the I-94, here is the I-94. Give it. Don't tell them anything else. With regards to the medical, I think so. They already have it. I would not submit it if you have already submitted it in between interfiling. And if you still have a doubt, you can do one thing. It's called FOIA, USCIS. Google it. There is an online application form. You can file it. It takes 15 minutes for you to do it. And once you fill it out, you will get the entire 485 file. And then you can see in that if your medical is in there or not.
Okay, that's so probably you now know what to do, Andy. Praveen Garu. So let's take the next question, Rahul Garu, from the caller ending with 0740. Caller ending with 0740. If you're on mute, please press *6 to unmute, Andy.
Hi.
Hi, Nick. Go ahead with your question.
Hi, Rahul. Yeah, I have this is regarding H4EAD automatic revalidation. I know one of callers asked a very similar question, but I have little different to ask. See, my H1B, current H1B is expiring on January 21st. My extension got approved for next 3 years. So along with I applied H4 and H4EAD. So those two did not come. So now my wife is working. So we 3 planning to go air travel, as you suggested. I follow Cancun and come back. So my wife is having a next week sometime. That's where my current.
I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with you traveling so close to January 21st. I'm assuming that your wife's H4 is expiring, current H4 is expiring in January 21st. And you are going to be traveling on 17th. That's too close of a call.
Yes, yeah, she has a valid H4 stamp till 21st of January. She has a visa stamp on her passport.
Okay. You can try. That's too close of a call, but you won't lose anything. You can try. You should have done that in December itself.
Because I was hoping that I'm going to get my GCEAD.
Sure.
I filed
anything else.
So one other thing is that I don't have any visa. So can I travel with her because I don't have visa? Can I come back? Not can I come back? Can I allow to Mexico?
You can come back and you should be getting an I-94 all the way to 2025. If by any chance they do anything wrong, you let your lawyer know there are ways to fix it, okay?
Okay, Andy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sita garu, I want to explain what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
The word he used is called automatic revalidation, which is, for him, it's automatic revalidation though. Automatic revalidation means even if you don't have the visa stamping, if you have an I-94 which is valid, you can go to Mexico or Canada and come back within 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
What these people are doing is that when her visa is expiring in her I-94 visa is expiring January 21st, she's going along with the husband. When coming back, they are requesting the CBP officer to give an extension until the husband's H-1B is expiring.
Okay.
Which is 2025. The reason why they are trying to do, Sita garu, is not that they can stay legally in United States. That's not a problem. Based on the litigation that our law office was involved in the class action suit, where they gave an exemption is that if the I-94 is valid, and if the H-4 EAD extension has been timely filed before the EAD expires, they can work for a period of 180 days. That's what the caller's wife is trying to achieve in this one. The reason I'm a little bit jittery is that it's getting too close because sometimes 80 to 90% of the time they're giving an I-94 until 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they only give it until what she has, which is January 21st of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was a bit worried about. I just want to explain to the other people who may be interested in this process.
That's interesting to know, Andy. I hope the caller is aware about the risks and what it is.
He's pretty aware of it. I just want everybody else to be aware of it.
Yeah, thank you. And this is, let's take the YouTube question, Andy, before we onboard the next caller. This is from Madhu. Question is, since non-immigrant visas made Dropbox eligible, do you think more family-based green card processes at consulates and will expect less spillover to the employment-based for upcoming October?
First is, the question is a good question though.
Mm-hmm.
Very good question. It has multiple questions.
Yeah.
The Dropbox expandability, I just want to let everybody know that the automatic system is working right now. So if you are on a student visa right now and you are trying to go to India to get your H-1B stamping, they're allowing you the Dropbox. Now, last week though, I did told that it's legally allowed, but the system is not allowing. But this week, that is on January 9th, I'm announcing that the system is allowing the Dropbox. So if you are an H4 trying to go for H-1B, or if you are an F1 trying to go for H-1B, or vice versa, you are eligible for the Dropbox right now, which saves a lot of energy of the consulate. So that's what he's telling. And because they are saving a lot of time, would they adjudicate the family immigration more? I don't think so. First thing is that it's already 3 months has already been passed right now, and looks like the adjudication in the consulates for the family immigration is very low. Now with Omicron around the world going around, things are getting very crazy, and we don't know how the consulates all over the world are going to behave with this thing. But do I expect 150,000 or 140,000 extra green cards just like the way we got this year? I don't think so. I'm expecting anywhere between 60,000 and 80,000 extra green cards coming from the family immigration next year to the employment-based immigration though. That's what I'm expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Things may change a little bit. Right now, yes, Dropbox will have a little bit more freedom for the consulates, but then Omicron was not expected. And I don't have to explain about Omicron, what's going on, but it's balancing out.
Yep, that's very unfortunate though with what's happening, but that's where we are right now.
Well, for some people, Sita garu, not me, not you, but some people are thinking that, hey, that's giving us more green cards, employment-based green cards. We can't blame them. These poor guys are buggers who have been waiting for so long. They just want any hope that can come in. And yes, if you look into in October of 2020, because of the COVID, we got the extra priority dates move all the way from 2010 to 2015. Obviously, in 2022, it didn't move much. So if they adjudicate more, if the COVID continues, it's probably a boon for the employment-based immigration people who have been waiting for a long period of time. Now, it's not that you and I support it. I'm just telling the fact.
Yep. It's for everybody's good. Then let's just be optimistic there.
Yeah.
So let's take the caller's question, Andy. Caller ending with 5990.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Please.
Yes.
హాయ్ రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు, నా పేరు సత్యనారాయణ రెడ్డి అండి, మాది కూడా నియర్ టు తొర్రూర్.
Oh, nice.
నా సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏంటంటే నేను కంపెనీ ఏ సిగ్నా వర్క్ చేస్తాను. కంపెనీ సిగ్నా ఏ 2012 ఏప్రిల్లో నా EB2లో ఫైల్ చేశారు లేబర్ అనే 140 అప్రూవ్డ్. అండ్ 2020లో సిగ్నా ఏను న్యూయార్క్ లైఫ్ అని డిఫరెంట్ కంపెనీకి అమ్మేశారు. అండ్ అదే టైంలో ఆల్ సిగ్నా ఏ ఐటీ ఎంప్లాయీస్ అందరినీ సిగ్నా బికి మార్చేశారు. సిగ్నాలోనే ఒక డిఫరెంట్ వింగ్ కి. అప్పుడు H1B అమెండ్మెంట్ పెట్టారు కానీ గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ రిలేటెడ్ నో మోర్ స్టెప్స్ ఏం తీసుకోలేదు, పెర్మ్ కానీ 140 అమెండ్మెంట్ కానీ. అది ఏప్రిల్ 2020లో. మళ్ళీ అక్టోబర్ లో నా EB2 టు EB3 డౌన్ గ్రేడ్ చేశారు అండర్ సిగ్నా బి.
ఓకే.
ఆ తర్వాత నేను 140 అప్రూవ్ కాలేదు, ఓన్లీ బయోమెట్రిక్స్ అయిపోయింది, 140 అప్రూవ్ కాలేదు ఇంతవరకు. సో
before you go to other questions though, they might have filed for downgrade for a lot of people. Are there any other I-140 approvals that received by the company B, Signa B?
Yes.
Okay, good. The reason is that I just want to make sure that the bridge is there, that the company B is a successor of interest of company A or not. So that has been proven right now. Okay, go ahead.
Right. సో నేనేమన్నానంటే ఇప్పుడు EB2లో నేను కరెంట్ కదా, వై డోంట్ యూ ఇంటర్ఫైల్ అని చెప్పాను.
No.
ఎందుకంటే
they can't interfile. No. So first of all, two reasons why they should not. First, you need to get your I-140 approval before you interfile. Second, they can't interfile because that I-140 is owned by company A. This is company B. If you want to interfile, first they have to file an I-140 under EB2. For both reasons, interfiling is not there for you.
ఓకే. సో మరి ఇప్పుడు EB నా ప్రీమియం అయితే అప్రూవ్ కావట్లే, మరి వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు పెర్మ్ నాట్ అవైలబుల్ అప్లైడ్.
That's okay. You have to forward. Sometimes you have to try 10 times. Keep doing it. But still, even after the I-140 is approved, you cannot interfile EB2. In your case, you cannot because that belongs to company A. If you want to do interfiling, you have to do one thing. You can file an I-140 under EB2 right now.
I-140 interfile I can still file?
No.
Company B, company A success of interest.
No. I said you can have company B file an I-140 under EB2 while all this is going on if you want to. If you later intend to do either interfiling or refiling, you need this I-140 approved under EB2 with company B.
అంటే మళ్ళీ పర్మ్ లేబర్ అవన్నీ స్టార్ట్ చేసి
అవసరం లేదు. పర్మ్ లేబర్ అవసరం లేదు. ఎప్పుడైతే మీకు EB3 I-140 ఎట్లయితే ఫైల్ చేసిండ్రో అట్లనే EB2 మళ్ళీ ఫైల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే. ఆమె ఇంట్లో అలా చేయొచ్చుగా, అంటే సక్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అందరూ ఐటీ ఎంప్లాయ్ అంటే ఆమె నాకు 40 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, నో వి డోంట్ డూ దట్ అది అని అంటుంది ఆమె.
They don't do it is a different issue. My wife doesn't allow me to come into the home. That's our rule. I can't do anything about it. So that each company can have their own rule.
Okay, అండి. Yeah. Okay. So my second question అండి, మా వైఫ్ EAD కూడా ఎక్స్పైర్ అయిపోతుంది జనవరిలో. ఆటోమేటిక్ రివాలిడేషన్ రూల్ తోటి నేను శాండియాగోకి వెళ్ళి ఆటోమేటిక్ ల్యాండ్ వాటర్ లో ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయించాను. I-94 అప్డేట్ వచ్చేసింది. షీఈస్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్ యూజింగ్ 180 days ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ రూల్. కానీ అప్లై చేసిన H4 and H4 EAD ఉంది కదా, is it affects anything?
No, it does not. She's good.
నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఇంటర్ఫైల్ కూడా చేశాను I-94, మళ్ళీ లేటెస్ట్ I-94 పంపించాను.
That's fine. She's perfectly fine on the H4. No problem with it.
Okay, thank you అండి. మాది కూడా దంతాల్పేల్ దగ్గర నా నూతన దగ్గర.
I know. మాది అరిపిరాల. ఓకే.
Thank you so much, Andy. So here is the next question, Rahul Garu. It is from Mehul Shah. Question is, I have a I-485 EAD AP renewal for me and family. Please confirm what forms to file, and my current EAD AP expires on Jan 31st. What do I need to wait for approval before traveling overseas?
With Jan 31st, his EAD and advance parole is expiring.
Yeah.
He better file them extension. He did not file the extension?
That's not...
He's filing, no, the form is called I-765 and I-131. It's too close of a call. Go with the lawyer, don't do by yourself. The reason is that you are supposed to file an EAD and advance parole extension before 180 days, not 20 days before though. Because there is an automatic extension of EAD, Sita Garu, where even if the EAD is not approved, you can start working if you file an extension before it is expired. Not after it is expired. Since expiring in January, that's a too close of a call for him. He should file ASAP. He should put the phone off, stop listening to this one, and he needs to file it immediately tomorrow.
I think that's the question, right? He's asking for the renewal for him and family.
Yeah, he should do it immediately. It's I-765 and I-131.
Okay, I hope you have a note of it and work on it ASAP, Andy. Let's take the next caller, Rahul Garu. The caller ending with 1368.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead with your question. You're back on mute. Please press *6 to unmute yourself. And you can.
Hello.
Yes, Andy, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. So my question is, I have filed 485. I'm on EB2, and my priority date is January 2013. And I just filed 485 this week only. But my wife, she has a plan to travel to India by end of January or by mid of February. So I only filed for 485 for her. So attorney told if you file EAD or advance parole, it will be rejected because she'll go out of country. So what is the best guideline? Can she travel after getting the receipt notice, or even just after filing if she travels?
Technically, she can travel before getting the receipt notice. She doesn't have to wait for the receipt notice though. I didn't understand why he didn't file an EAD. It may make sense that he didn't file advance parole, also called as I-131. Why did not you file 765 for your wife? Because 765 will be processed irrespective of whether your wife traveled or not.
So he said if you get a fingerprint notice and if she is not here, it may create a problem.
Well, that may create a problem for 485 also. Biometrics are given for the 485. It's not given for the 765. When the biometrics comes in, she should come in to get the biometrics done.
Yeah, she only is going for a few weeks. So plan is to come back by end of March at the max. So by that time, 485 still will continue.
Yeah. And then by any chance biometrics comes in, don't postpone. If necessary, bring her in business class and her back.
Okay. She has H4. So one more question, like on that front only, because my H1B is expiring in June 22. So she is going for Dropbox. Her appointment is in February. So she's going for Dropbox, and she'll use my old petition because I have not yet filed for extension. So she can still come back on the old petition till June 22, right?
Absolutely, she can.
And if I get new approval, then can she travel to like Mexico and then get new stamped or not stamped, new I-94?
Yeah, you can do that. She can do that too.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were just waiting for, thank you, we were just waiting for receipt notice, but now we'll not. Okay, thank you, we can book the ticket.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Andy. Rahul Garu, we have a question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Naveen. His question is, adjustment of status-based combo card is expiring in a week, probably, and applied for the extension last month. What are the chances I take to start using the existing EAD card now?
He already filed the extension. So,
a month ago.
Yeah. So when is his EAD expiring? Did he say anything?
In a week, looks like. Expiring in a week.
Yeah, he's fine. I mean, he can use it. And he can use not just only for 1 week. He already knows that. He has 180 days of automatic extension too.
Okay.
So he can use for 180 days plus this 1 week. Yeah, absolutely he can.
Okay.
When I was in adjustment of status, when I got the EAD, the day I got the EAD, I started working. Now I took 3 or 4 days to get a delivery, pizza delivery job. Yeah, that's all the time it took for me.
Well, I hope everybody does that as enthusiastic and as excited as you were. So let's take the next caller, Randy Rahul Garu. I'm just waiting. Yeah, the caller ending with 838.
Hello.
Sir, there is some background noise. I think you muted it.
I just muted it, ma'am. Yes. Hello, Sita Garu. Hello, Rahul Garu. I have a question on my H-1B extension transfer. Eligibility after priority date has become current. So my priority date is 2011 December ending. And I have an approved I-140 from company A and B, but I'm currently with company C, who haven't started my green card process yet.
Yes.
So I found an employer at D who started my perm in June 2021. And on December 30th, I applied for H-1B transfer ending. I received RFE on January 6th saying like you already have your priority date current and why do you need H-1B extension ending? So
is
it a unique situation?
Did you apply for 3 years extension or 1 year extension?
I applied for 3 years extension, sir.
Okay, that's the reason I see the problem, okay? They can cut down the request to only 1 year because once the final action date becomes current though, they can issue only up to 1 year though. And you can explain very clearly, look, my I-140 is with company A, company B. I am working with the company D is filing H-1B. This company doesn't have a POM or I-140 approved yet. So I should be given 1 year extension. Instead of 3 years, the lawyer should have filed for 1 year. You're only eligible for 1 year extension.
Okay. So did anyone got this kind of RFE, sir? It's just me?
I mean, I do have consultations because our law firm is, we know what it is. We tell people, okay, we'll only apply for 1 year extension. Then we only apply for 1 year, so we don't get an RFE on it. But yeah, people like you who contacted, why did I get an RFE? Yeah, it happens. You're only eligible for 1 year, you apply for 3 years.
Okay, sir. Okay. I mean, is there any chance of denial of my H-1B?
They have a discretion to deny your H-1B also, but especially when you filed a H-1B with company D, the chances are less than 1% they would deny it because of this reason. And and let me tell you what, I haven't seen a denial yet under your circumstances. I always give 99%. So I haven't seen any denial yet. If it does, you let us know, then I may change my percentage. Okay? Otherwise, I'll keep it at 99.
Okay, sir. Okay. I mean, the question I have is, what if my, if I get denied, is that I can continue to stay in US?
I want to discuss. I would rather want you to. I haven't seen the denial yet. Once I see it, I will speak with you at that time. It's a 1% chance. I don't want to discuss with you right now.
Got it. Thank you very much, Sita Garu and Rahul Reddy Garu.
Thank you so much, Andy. Let's take the next caller question, Andy, here. Next YouTube question. It is from Amit. The question is, I got my EB2 to EB3 downgraded in November 20 and my priority date is October 2014 in EB2. I'm looking forward to switch my job with J supplement, but having EB3 moving slow, what can I do to get into EB2 queue back?
If you move the job and if you want to get to the EB2 queue, the new employer has to file a POM and I-140. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in EB3 only. And you cannot use the EB2 I-140 approval with the previous company because you're not working with that company, because the company, only that company can use that EB2. So if you move to the next company, if you want to use the EB3, you have to have a perm and I-140 approval. And don't assume that EB2 is going to move forward. If that is true in October of 2020, you all guys were stunned. Remember, how come EB3 moved forward in EB2? It does move. From now onwards, EB2 and EB3 will move just like the Los Angeles highways. We don't know which one will move forward. But yes, you will be stuck in EB3 unless your new company files perm and I-140.
Got it. Okay. So that's your answer, Amit. And let's take the next caller, Rahul Garu. Caller ending with 4552. This is caller ending with 4552. Please go ahead with your question, Andy.
Like the Los Angeles.
Hello.
Los Angeles.
Yes, go ahead. Can you mute your TV?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my laptop. Sorry about that. Thank you both for conducting this show, and it's very helpful for Indian community mostly. Sure. So my scenario is I have one I-140 approved in EB2 category from previous employer with priority
and what's
date
the priority date?
September 2012, and my new employer just started my process, and they filed a perm in August 2021. But they are not filing, before joining and before, there was a lot of discussion happened. They said, we are not going to file in EB2. They are going to file in EB3. But I missed actually the boat, right? EB2 already I had a current, but I changed my employer. That's what I didn't file my I-485.
And you're saying that the priority date is September 2012.
Right.
Man, you missed that boat. You're missing the boat again in EB2 right now.
Because that last year a lot of my friends who didn't
get
the job.
So my question is, you missed the previous board, and the current board they are not going to file under EB2. You may miss this board too. So what's your question?
Yeah. So my question is, once my perm get approved, I think maybe a couple of months because they filed in August. Maybe I should get it in February or
any
sometime.
month.
Any month. So what is your best suggestion? I'm to say your suggestion is always best, but I'm just thinking.
So
is a premium,
was the labor certification filed under EB2 or EB3? I'm assuming it's filed under EB3.
EB3.
So you definitely don't have much options to file in EB2 with this current company that you have. And right now, the priority date seems to be January of 2012. Yours is September of 2012. Most probably in February, it will not be September of 2012. Is there a chance you can go back to company A?
No, that's jobs because that company already transferred to any of the other companies. That's what 2012. So it's happened long time ago. So there is no chance of that. And I have good salary and everything here, bonus, and this is my, you can say, dream job, the current company. I don't want to leave that. Only thing I'm thinking, is it okay if I can file I-140 in premium processing and be ready for,
Absolutely good. I mean, no doubt you should do premium processing. It's always good to get an I-140 approval and be ready when the priority date becomes to file the 485.
And what are the chances, to get EB3 move forward, like so that I can use my September 2012 for filing EB3 when I filing EB3 I-485. So
do you believe in the parrot guy, the guy?
Oh, that example I heard from your last call.
Yes, believe me, I'm worse than that guy. And if you pay me the money, I charge you a lot more money, and then I'll give you a not so good advice. I would rather pay that guy $10, less than that. Okay. It's going to be anybody's case. It can be anybody's call. I'm not going to.
Right. Because it's September.
But I would still advise you to file the premium processing. It's worth the money.
File the what?
File the I-140 premium processing.
Okay. And hopefully it should not go to the Texas Service Center.
It doesn't matter. Even if you have an I-140 approval, whether it's approved in Texas Service Center, your 485 may not end up in Texas Service Center.
Okay, got it. Okay.
The reason why good number of your friends who filed in October of 2020 ended up in Texas Service Center is because they filed an I-140 and 485 together in October of 2020.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
In your case, you will only file 485. There is a good chance it will not end up in Texas Service Center.
Got it. So is there anything I can convey to my employer, current employer, and ask them, hey, you still not filed I-140, can you file in EB2 category? Is it possible or
no?
Good
question. If the labor certification has been designed for EB3, you cannot use that labor certification to file a EB2, period.
Okay, got it. And also they
if the labor certification has been designed for EB2, you can use it for EB2 or EB3.
Got it. Thank you, sir. And this final question I have. So they just filed my H-1B extension also, because my H-1B extension is going to expire in May 2022. So is that any impact, or it's a totally independent process?
That is a totally independent process. And yours is September of 2012 is the priority date. Unfortunately, your final action date is not correct. So you're still eligible for the 3 years H-1B extension.
Got it. And they filed for 3 years. Okay. Got it.
That's cool.
Okay, thanks. And my son is also close.
Thank you, Andy.
The son is close to 21. That's not good at all. Oh, if your son is close to 21, sorry, don't file premium processing. Do not file premium processing because your son is close to 21. Do not file premium processing. File a normal processing.
Okay. I hope the caller has got it, Andy. Rahul Reddy garu just mentioned to not file premium processing. I hope you got that. Let's take the next YouTube question, Rahul Garu. It is from, the question is from PP. The question is, the EB3 is from June 2014 priority date and it is not current. Can my wife use EAD for now when her H4 extension is in progress? Her H4 EAD is expiring, so no choice for her, and later she will switch back to H4 by existing.
I don't see if the I-140 is approved for this gentleman though. I personally, when I was in adjustment of status, I did this thing to my H4. As soon as I got the EAD, I tore my H4 like this and started using EAD because I don't like immigration lawyers that much. I don't like to feed them. I don't see why people are just still in love with, if the I-140 is approved, you got an EAD. I personally have used the EAD. So now what can I advise other people? If I tell them, you don't use the EAD, that's only for making profit from myself. I don't see any other sense. There are some issues where if you have a criminal record, when the kids are aging out, becoming 21, it may be a little bit sensitive, but otherwise, I personally have used my EAD. I became a lawyer. I went to immigration interviews on 485 EAD.
Got it.
I was not even a green card holder at that time.
Here, the date is 2014 and it says it's not current. Is that?
It's not current. Absolutely. I know it's not current. It doesn't have to be current to use a EAD.
Got it. Okay.
Why does your EAD will be extended? Once you are in the 485, your EAD will be extended irrespective of your priority date. You may be in the adjustment of status for the next 10, 15 years. But your EAD in advance parole is easy to extend. At that time, you had to pay money to extend the EAD in advance parole. Right now, you don't even have to pay the money. It's free.
Okay. So I hope you got the great piece of advice. Don't waste. Don't
waste the money. Don't feed the lawyers unless you have to. Okay, just
It's
like the
weird, I
way,
didn't want to mention that, but
same thing with doctors. I mean, you don't want to, punch a hole on your head and then go to a doctor. That's not. I mean, we should try to avoid the doctors as much as possible. So just like the way, if you can avoid the immigration lawyers, that's the best thing to do.
Yep, got it, Andy. So let's take the next caller on that note, Andy. It is the caller ending with 8477. So caller ending with 8477, please ask your question. We have our expert lawyer here, Rahul Garu. You are back on mute, looks like. Please press *6 to unmute yourself and go ahead with the question. Caller ending with 8477. I am not sure what's happening, and probably we will go to a YouTube question in the meantime. The caller is on hold. Well, let's take the YouTube question, Rahul Garu. Can I take an emergency parole to travel but come back after visa stamping? Will this have any impact on my pending I-485 and AP processing?
Emergency parole, go get the stamping, come back. No problem anywhere. Everything looks good. No problem for the 485, no problem for the EAD, no problem for anything.
Okay. So we can probably, while taking the next caller, I don't see. Let's take the last question from YouTube, Andy. It is from Pujita. I have EB2 and EB3 I-140 approved, and my priority date is 2015 March. Any chance to file my 485 adjustment status this year?
It depends on the adjudication of the 485 applications, though. When we get the data for the first quarter, we will be able to judge much better, though. Definitely, there is a chance, I would say, because there's a chance, I would say. And also, Pujita, there's another chance is that next year we're going to get extra amount of green cards, though. If they adjudicate the applications that are pending right now, if they adjudicate the applications that are pending right now, you have a greater chance, at least, to be current in October of 2022.
Awesome. Awesome, Andy. That's
good. She got EB2 and EB3 well in advance. It's a good investment she has done.
Awesome. Good job, Andy. Pujita Garu. Rahul Garu, we have the last caller for the day online, Andy. It is caller ending with 7285.
Hey, hi. Good evening. So I have two quick questions. So my first question is related to, both are related to visa stamping. So I had my visa appointment scheduled before the pandemic. So the appointment got cancelled because of pandemic, and I never went for stamping. So after that, I changed my employer. So do I need to take a new appointment for attending, or can I use the existing one to schedule an appointment?
The previous one is cancelled, right? You'll have to make a fresh one.
No, it's still eligible to make appointment, but the appointment slot was cancelled.
Yeah, make sure that if you are able to edit the information in the DS-160, then you're fine. I don't see any problem.
I had already submitted, actually. DS-160 had submitted it.
Can you log in and edit it, or it's not allowing you to do it?
I haven't checked it, but yeah, it's been a while, right? So
yeah, if you log in and you're able to edit, I don't see that as a problem. If you're unable to edit, I would rather want to make another appointment, because they have the entire information of Coca-Cola there. Okay, let's say your previous employer is Coca-Cola, and all of a sudden you show H-1B approval with PepsiCo. They are now shocked, and you don't want that to happen. And were you going previously for the Dropbox or an appointment?
It was appointment at that time.
And your previous visa was approved in India?
Yes, H-1B, yes.
Okay, well, definitely you're eligible for Dropbox right now. Even though you changed the company, you can go for the Dropbox.
No, I moved to the old employer with whom I got it in the past visa interview.
It doesn't matter. Your previous visa might be even F1 visa. You're eligible for Dropbox right now. You're eligible for Dropbox even if you change the company, whatever. As long as your last visa is from India, you got stamped in U.S. consulate in India, you're eligible for the visa Dropbox right now. So if you're able to edit it, I'm fine. If you can't edit it, don't make a fresh appointment. Forget about the $200 that you paid, okay? Next question.
Okay, and just one question. No, just one last question. So if I change a client in the same MSA and I want to go for stamping, do I need to make an amendment, or can I just use my previous approval?
We strongly recommend people to have an amendment before they go. But since everything is Dropbox right now, it's up to you. There's a 5% risk for you if you don't change, if you don't file an amendment, you have a 5% risk.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andy. And that was the last caller, Andy, for our show. Rahul Garu, thank you so much for, as always,
thank
for the
you,
great service that you are offering to TV Asia, our audience, and really appreciate it, Andy. Wish you a prosperous year ahead.
Thank you, Sitagar. Thank you, TV Asia. Thank you, everybody.
Also wanted to take a moment to thank our title sponsors, Test Prep Pundits, and the show sponsor, Movers.com. This is your show for today. See you all next week. Thank you.
Test Prep Pundits, a synonym for success, and a home to top 1% scores. Congratulations to Gutha Mandala for achieving SAT score 1570, Farah Khalil 1540, Kunal Varma 1510, and many more top 1% scores. Join our Christmas SAT ACT free boot camp on December 23rd and 24th for high school grades 9 through 12. For middle school grades 7 through 8. Also win Visa gift cards. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us 844-383-7844. Visit us, www.testpreppundits.com.
Fine diamond jewelry is now one click away. Maya Fine Jewels, a family legacy, manufacturing their own jewelry since 1975. Shop online for lab-certified diamond jewelry at Indian prices. Visit your trusted family jeweler, Maya Fine Jewels, at 1315 Oak Tree Road, Islin, New Jersey. Shop online at mayafinejewels.com.
Are your kids aiming for top Ivy League colleges? Are your kids aiming for top 1% scores in SAT or ACT? What is the biggest hurdle? English. To have a strong foundation in English, Test Prep Pundits presents long-term SAT, ACT English program with robust curriculum and experienced teachers. For grades 6 through 10, just $80 a month. Contact us, info@testpreppundits.com, or call us, 844-383-7844.
Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti sukumari. Darling, daring, andala rasi, malippuvu, lanti.
On her big day, she decides how it's going to be.
Get ready to make way for the brides of India.
With Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
హాయ్ అమెరికా.
హాయ్ అమెరికా.
హాయ్ అమెరికా.
హాయ్ అమెరికా. హాయ్ అమెరికా. హాయ్ అమెరికా. అమెరికాలో ఉన్నటువంటి తెలుగు వాళ్ళ కోసం
ఒక ఫుల్ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఛానల్ వస్తుంది.
టీవీ ఏషియా కొత్తగా కార్యక్రమాలు ప్రారంభిస్తున్నారు.
ఇక ప్రతిరోజు తెలుగు ఇండస్ట్రీ
చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది.
ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ టు
టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు.
ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు.
తెలంగాణ అమెరికా తెలుగు సంఘం టీటీఏ ఆధ్వర్యంలో న్యూ జెర్సీలోని కన్వెన్షన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పో సెంటర్ లో మే 27, 28, 29, 2022 ఈ 3 రోజులు మెగా కన్వెన్షన్ నిర్వహించనున్నారు. ప్రముఖ వ్యాఖ్యాత సుమా కనకాలతో పాటు మరెందరో సినీ రాజకీయ ప్రముఖులు విచ్చేయనున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ప్రముఖ గాయని గాయకులతో ఎస్పీబీకి ఘన నివాళి, కప్రిసియో బ్యాండ్ మరియు వైవిధ్యభరితమైన ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమాలు ఆహుతులను అలరించనున్నాయి. ఆటలు పాటలతో సినీ తారలు, బుల్లితెర నటీనటులు, జానపద కళాకారులు అందరికీ ఇదే మా సాదర ఆహ్వానం. ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.tdaconvention.org.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు,